Hello. It's time for another Take 10 installment. This one is the October envelope, and as you can see, it's quite a colorful, decorated envelope. I made the envelope, whoa, did that ever make me dark? The envelope is made from what do you call this? I made the envelope from a calendar page, and I'll show you what's in it. We'll head downstairs and I'll show you what's in it.
So let's take a look let's take a look at the envelope first. I made the envelope out of an old calendar page, and it's got all kinds of stickers and bits added to the outside that people can use. And inside the envelope, there's some rub-on numbers, a piece of this really gorgeous handmade block printed paper. Of course, what the project's all about, a tabbed piece of paper. There's some butcher's twine. I'm not sure why I have two pieces. I'm hoping that means that there isn't somebody else who missed out on their piece. There's a piece off an atlas with the celestial themes, some bright pink tissue paper, a piece of scrapbooking paper folded in half, a page from very old rubber stamp catalog, piece of celestial printer paper, page from a Mad Lib's worst case scenario book, and mine's been filled in by one of my daughters, a die cut punched out circle, a page from a Peruvian fashion magazine with some really great imagery, and a greeting card, a fruity themed greeting card. Oh, wait. I opened up the envelope and I found one more thing hidden in there. There's a piece of animal print paper as well. Let's take a look at what some of the other people in this month's group made. Deborah has been each month making herself a junk journal signature with the pages, and here's what hers looks like. And then Elaine said she created a wheel of the year. She says it's kind of like an advent calendar, but instead of having the days each day in December, it has each season of the year. And Joanne created this really fun spread. She said that she loved the contrast between the wilderness and and those people who are clearly not dressed to go out hiking. Penelope made these two collages. One is how to escape from being a bear, and she said that she really liked that she could make the word runaway by switching the M around and making it into a W, and she had to also fiddle with the Y as well. And then Rochelle has some more advice how to jump from a rooftop or outside of my comfort zone. She said this is her first time participating in this, and she was a little bit nervous, but I think she did a fabulous job. And Rose was one of the few people who was really inspired by the backside of those models, and she created this how to survive. And I love how she created the body for the skull there out of a lizard, and the 1111 on the earth just seems really ominous to me, but she said that it was supposed to be kind of mysterious more than ominous. And then Sherry and Rose shared an envelope this month, and Sherry's created this piece that she calls No Aliens Here, and some advice on how to foil a mad UFO abduction. Now, I was thinking about what to make, and I thought that I would make a book. I thought that the greeting card would make a really good cover for the book, and I could use the butcher's twine to bind it. And I've got quite a few pieces of paper that would fit inside as pages. My envelope anyway, and I know that not everybody got the same color scheme. Mine's got this very orange purpley color scheme going on that I really enjoy. This one's too big for my book, and I think I can cut it off. I really like that the face of the world to be the centerfold. I think that will work. If I cut it down to the size of the other piece of paper, I think I can save all those words. Where the earth belongs, and then on the inside it says section 1. I'd like to save those and be able to use them, but it looks like I'll be able to trim this page down and keep those. So that's where I'll start. I'll start trimming off the extra bits of page using scissors. And if you've been watching my videos, you probably know that I don't measure a lot. I just eyeball a lot of things. And so I'm just using this other piece of paper that's the right size as a guide to cut out my atlas page. Yeah, I like the way that worked out. That'll sit in the middle. And I like the way that they're both sort of a celestial space themed look. And those pages fit in there nicely, but the card's a little bit too big, so I think I'm going to just trim off the bottom edge here a little bit. And then everything will fit in there really nicely. There. I love how these are all working out, that everything fits in so nicely there. Then there's this tabbed piece of paper. Oh, look at that. That fits there perfectly. That could also fit in here as a flap or something like that. Yeah, that could work. Let me think about this for a while. How do I want to arrange this? Is there anything else here that I could use for a page? I don't think so. I think all of the other bits are probably going to end up being the elements on the page, but I have a plan here. I want to use these cutout models here with the Mad Libs page, and sort of maybe I'm thinking I'm going to have each of them saying a phrase from the Mad Libs, but I want to fill it in. Now I've got a few bits that I didn't use from last month's envelope, and I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to use some of those this month. That grid paper is the right size and could make another page in my book. And this page from the Book of Brave Deeds, I think that could work to combine with the Mad Libs to see what kind of crazy phrases I can come up with. So I'm just going to go away and start cutting out a few things. Now I've cut out all the people, the models here, and I've placed them on some of the pages. But I realized a couple of things. Some of their body parts are missing because they've overlapped. And now that I've got three folded pieces of paper, I don't have enough models. So I have this extra piece here, and I've never said that people can't use other things, so I think I'm going to add a few with the other models here onto my page. So I've cut everything out, and I've gone around, I've glued all my people down on the pages, and I've given some of them kind of like halos, little things that I've tucked in behind their heads. And this set looks like ears, but yeah, I kind of like the way they look. I cut out some of the bits from the rubber stamp catalog, some things that were on the envelope, and a few other bits and bobs. One of the stickers that was on the outside of the envelope. And now I'm also thinking, do I want those oranges on the cover of the book, or do I want to flip things inside out and have a blank white cover that I can create my own cover imagery? Because I'm thinking some of these words and some of the purple and pink papers might look good on the cover, but I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do yet. I'm still thinking about it. And I also want to sort of work on the phrases. Now I've decided that I want to add in the missing body parts for these humans. Like, they just look like they're chopped off. This is kind of my version of photoshopping the missing parts. So I'm going to start out with a fine liner and just roughly draw in what I think might have been there if the whole person had been on the page. And I'm also going to go around some other parts of the image so that it connects with the line drawing that I'm putting in. And I'm just doing this really roughly. I'm not trying to make it look like the photograph. It's obviously going to be hand drawn, but I'm just trying to make those people not end quite so abruptly. So I did go around and do this with all of them, and this one's fun. She has such a poofy looking coat, and I imagine the rest of the coat that was missing. There's not very much of it left on the page. She was overlapped on both sides, so I'm just going to give her a really, really poofy pink coat. Now, you may be wondering, what did I do with the people that were on the black page? Well, I used a white gel pen, and now I'm going in with a white paint pen that doesn't quite match the suit that she's wearing, so I'm going to have to add some paint on top of the suit as well to kind of make it all coordinate together. But like I said, I'm not trying to make this look like there was no repair done. I think it's perfectly okay for it to have a connection there. I have a friend who does this kind of thing with little postage stamps. She'll stick a decorative postage stamp on a page. She calls it extending the scene, where she'll continue drawing kind of what would have been around the postage, the image on the postage stamp, if it had continued on. And it's kind of doing the same thing. I'm adding back in the missing bits. That would have been a good title for this. Adding the missing bits. The missing bits. I'm using, for most of the pages, I'm using my most recent favorite art tool, these kids twistable markers. They're kind of like a hard wax crayon, and I really like working with them. I like the way that the colors go on really boldly. And another thing that I really like is, just like a wax crayon will resist water, if you brush watercolor paint on top, the crayon acts as a resist, and then the watercolor just fits in between, in any of the white space in between, and I just really love the effect it looks. My favorite are some of the markers come in multiple colors, but I'm not using those on this particular project. I don't think I need them, and I'm starting to run low because I only have 3 or 4 of them. And in my plan to not buy new things, I'm going to have to wait till I run across some more in a thrift shop or something like that before I get more of them. But I've got lots of these that are just sort of normal solid color. Now, I'm not going to be able to brush on any paint on top of these, because I just realized that the markers that I used are not permanent. They're water soluble, so if I were to try to brush any water on here, that paint might bleed, or the ink in the markers would bleed. And well, it might be interesting to see what happens, but I don't think I'm going to. Now, after I finish adding the limbs back into my people, I'm going to work with those words, with the Mad Libs and the page from the other Book of Brave Deeds, and see what kind of phrases I can come up with. And this, I have to tell you, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I wanted to write, but I'm pretty happy with what I came up with in the end. So let's see, what did I say? If some travelers in a carriage start to approach you, do not begin shelling peas. Number 57, if you can't get indoors immediately, cover yourself with mire. This will help to shelter you. If you leave a window open, deplorable objects can get in and make you very cold. She lived in the branches for centuries and is considered daring. If the neatness of the houses fills you with alarm, don't run away. While it may seem that darkness only exists at dawn, it does in fact exist. Drag yourself to the nearest cottage and get inside. Take out the stone by scraping your skin sideways across an open window. If a woman starts shelling peas around you, do not call her a thief. While it may seem that suspicious-looking vagabonds only appear in movies, they are hunted by the church. She has lived in the lesser hamlet for centuries and is considered a kind woman. And I think both of these were repeats, but by using different words, they are very different phrases. And lastly, number 47, she was never able to pray for strength. Or I used that tab page to create a flap in the back. And then here's the back page. Now the only thing that I have left to do is to bind the book with some of the twine. Anyway, I was really satisfied with the way this turned out. It was fun to make, and I really like the way that it looks. But if you'd like to see what people have made as part of my Take 10 Happy Mail invitation, then go over to the Ko-fi site and take a look at what other people have made. And I have one more One more month to go this year, and that will be it. The November envelopes, they've all gone out, and that will be the last envelope for this year. I'm going to take a break during December and then start up again in the new year. If you'd like to join in and participate sometime next year, then get in touch through one of my social media channels or leave a message here, and I'll let you know how to get an envelope for yourself. I'd love to have you join in.